Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about, I hope it's in frame, the Fiskars SW73, which is a pull saw, and it's pretty cool, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. So right off the box you will notice it's a little curved. That's meant to make it a little more compact. The closed length, I didn't measure it, but it's about 190 millimeters, so 19 centimeters. The blade length, if you open it, is 160 millimeters, and it's a pretty cool sliding quick deploy mechanism. So you just unscrew this fixing screw, then slide it back or forth, and then you close it, and there is no rattle. The retention is really good, and they also give you a little carabiner hook in the end so that you can just clip it to a pack or whatever, and you don't have to store it inside necessarily, and save the space for something a little more useful. They tell you that this is a pull saw. It's hard chrome plated, and it's able to saw through branches with approximately 7 centimeters, that being 70 millimeters, or about 2 3/4 inches. Okay, today's project is to saw through this beast here, which is a little wider. I think it's about 85 millimeters, that being 8.5 centimeters. And I'm just going to cut through it, and then we'll make a baton. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, hopefully without destroying my mobile phone. Just going to place it maybe somewhere here on the ground, and then we'll start. I'm just going to quickly readjust my equipment so that I don't destroy anything. Okay, that's it. Pretty easy, pretty quickly done. Good job. You take a look. Woo! At this. Very clean cut, very nice. And the saw blade was long enough. I mean, the short strokes made it a little hard, and also a little less clean, but I think that's okay because that's a little thicker than the thickness you should process with it. Okay, so I'm going to cut another piece, and then we make a nice baton out of it. Yes. Okay, the camera angle should be fine, so go ahead and check that out. Wow. So that's freaking exhausting. I would wish for a little longer blade, and Fiskars actually offers it with a little longer blade, but these tend to snag, and because I want to keep this for a little longer, this is the version I would clearly recommend if you are in the situation where you decide which one you have to get. And I would recommend the shorter one, even if the work is a little tougher, because if this blade snags, nobody's happy with it. So let's get the job done. Okay, so I hope you can see that this cut is a lot cleaner than the last one, because I used my second hand to guide it, and I'm very happy with the result. Now let's go ahead and process this a little further. At first, I have to apologize for not being able to press the record button on my cam. Therefore, we are lacking a spot right here. But I cut into the wood approximately 1¼ inch deep all around, full circle. And I then just batoned it with my knife to form out the handle and carved it a little bit into shape, to make it smoother and a little bit more oval, so that I can use the baton more comfortably. And what I found out during the use of the Fiskars is that the blade has quite a bit of flex to it. So it's not the thickest blade material, so you have to pay attention not to bend it too hard while you're using it. For people that tend to do this, or who like to get a little more rough with their equipment, you might consider buying a folding saw. They are usually a little bit more rugged, but also heavier. Speaking of weight, they did everything to reduce the weight and really put it down. So if you look under the carabiner, and if you look at the very front, it's all hollowed out to keep the weight really down. The weight is 130 grams. That being said, that's about 4.6 ounces. And I also have to correct myself with the blade length, not the blade length, but the overall length. Let me find this real quick. It's 22.5 centimeters. So 3.5 centimeters longer than I originally said. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the tool and the quality. I did use it several times and it has not dulled on me. So I hope on the long term, on the really long term, that doesn't change. But for a $25 piece of equipment, yeah, well, it's not too bad. And I can recommend it for the ones who are getting into bushcraft and who don't want to spend like $100 or euros on a silky saw, which of course is better, yes. But for just getting into it and having a good piece of equipment for a starter, that's really a good option. Okay, just wanted to let you know that, and yeah, have a little fun with the review. Okay, so after a ton more of carving, no, just a little bit, this is the baton I came up with. So the handle is still a bit big, but it sits nice and it's definitely good usable. And the reason for having a good baton is of course processing wood. So if you don't happen to have the luxury of a saw, you might be processing... Whoa, there's a deer. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's just running away. But I can also give you a nice view of where I am. It's like -1 degree Celsius, so it's all nice and white. Okay. But now let's get back to business. So you might be processing a lot of wood with your knife only, and there you go. Zack, like this. Take your baton and there you go. You can process tons of firewood, and it could also be very helpful for shelter building or even for self-defense. You can throw it. And there you go. It definitely increases your capabilities, and well, it's a nice bushcrafty project. I mean, it's not something you should go out and do at your first priority when you're in a survival situation, but it's definitely cool to handcraft one of these and then use it. And this is some nice green wood. You can see where I hit the knife. It's just on the outside of the bark, so this will last you at least some time. I'm not 100% sure of the wood, but if you take a look at the leaves right here, I think this is beech wood, and so that's hard stuff, especially hard to process, and the tools and what you can make out of it and craft out of it will be very durable, so that's a good thing. The knife I used, just in case you're wondering, it's my Schrade SCHF 36. I'm going to put you the link down in the description if you want to check that out. And for the Fiskars SW 73, it's definitely a thumbs up. Okay people, with that being said and no further rambling on, have a nice evening. I hope you found this entertaining and see you next time. Bye.